Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. We are just days away from Arkansas opening their baseball season against Illinois State Friday the 18th. And every day leading up to that, we are going to give you a little digital exclusive content about the Razorbacks. And since it's game week now, Mike, we get to see the Razorbacks for the first time on Friday. But what are your initial impressions when you look at how this team is built? What do you like about the Diamond Hogs this year? What do you maybe not like? What are your thoughts on the Hogs?
Well, you certainly like the way they look at the plate because they've got power. They can hit for power. They can hit for average. They've got a lot of guys coming back. You know, guys like Caden Wallace, who was a freshman All-American last year and has started off in the scrimmages bashing home runs again, and he's been moved to center field. Dave Van Horn said a couple of weeks ago he could end up being one of the best center fielders Arkansas has ever had. So that's exciting. But I want to throw it back to you for a little bit because one of the most intriguing newcomers coming in here is a freshman first baseman who at least one publication called the #2 freshman in all of college baseball, and he turned down first-round money that would have amounted to about $2.5 million to come to Arkansas. Tell us about it.
Wrote a story. You can catch it on our website right now at nwahomepage.com on Peyton Stovall. He's been playing first base for the Razorbacks in the scrimmages. I know Dave Van Horn a couple years later wants to move him to second, but yeah, he was the number 29th prospect leading into this year's MLB draft. Decided, I think, the day of the draft to announce he's opting out and going to Arkansas to play college. That 29th spot was held by the Los Angeles Dodgers, was worth $2.42 million, and he said, nah, I want to come to Fayetteville. That amount of money, he called it life-changing money. He knows it's still going to be there in probably 3 years. He's 18 right now, but this is a kid who hit 500 in high school with like 43 RBIs, 14 home runs, I think, if my stats are right. He's going to be awesome for the Hogs. He should be starting. They have to find a spot on the field for him. He's a natural shortstop. He probably will play second base, but Dave Van Horn doesn't have room there with battles and more. So he'll be playing first. Peyton Stovall, number 10. Got to watch out for.
A lot of times a team has to settle for an average or below average guy at the plate to get a good catcher because that's important, you know, especially in the SEC. But Arkansas may end up with a guy that can do both. He's a grad transfer, an older guy. I think he's 23 years old. And he's a home run hitter. You've seen him. You've been out there and seen what he can do. Yeah,
Michael Turner, I think, he's number 12 behind the plate. If you ever see him, he hit a bomb. I know our CJ Macklin was there filming that session. I think it's on our website now, that video. He hit just a juicer to left. He's got power. He's great behind the plate. I know they lost Casey Opitz, who, like you said, you got to sacrifice some batting for great catching. That's kind of what Opitz was. But I think Michael Turner adds an amazing defensive aspect to this team, and he's also really good in the batter's box. All right, quickly before we end, Mike, 50 wins last year. With the way this team is built on paper, do you think 50 wins is realistic again?
I think it may be tough. They've got a tough schedule again. Tennessee's the only one of the top SEC teams that they don't play, so they didn't get any breaks with the schedule. Got a lot of tough teams. You go on the road. You got some tough coming in here. So I don't know that they'll win 50 games. Here's what I'm predicting. Last year was awesome because they were #1 almost the entire season. But what happened was they ran into the hottest team postseason out there in North Carolina State, and I still think they would have won the national championship if this COVID thing hadn't hit them. So this year I'm going to predict that no, Arkansas doesn't win the SEC, but they go to Omaha and win the whole thing. So I don't know about 50 wins. I don't know if that happens, but I think they're going to go to Omaha and take it. They were just too close to it a few years ago. They're going to come back and win that thing.
Yeah, no one's going to care if you even win 40 games as long as you win the big one. All right, tomorrow we'll be right back here on our digital exclusive content. We're going to break down who we think the starting lineup will be for Dave Van Horn's Diamond Hogs.